What's up, everybody? It's your boy Will King here with Omar Nasser or
How's it going?
Nasser.
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 Yeah, we're good.
And we like to welcome y'all to another episode of the Misunderstood Podcast. Today we have a slew of topics that we have to go over. All right. And we're going to start off and getting right into it. This young Republican text message or group chat that has been exposed and leaked out. Omar.
Yo, here's the thing though.
Uh-huh.
When they say young Republican, you're like, oh, college. No, it's 40 and down. A lot of these motherfuckers in their late 30s, late 20s, early 30s.
Isn't that interesting how when it comes to the Republican Party, when they want to bring down the toxicity or the severeness of what they do, they always like to use like soft ideologies or words like young Republicans so they can lead off with, well, they're young, they're dumb, they're going to make mistakes, right?
Yeah.
But we're looking at 30 and up
Yeah.
on this group chat. And I find it very fucked up because they look at these adults, right, as kids, but people like Travion Martin was looked at as an adult.
Oh, there was Halloween costumes about him, remember?
Right? Brown.
Yeah.
Mike
Damn.
Brown was looked upon as an adult.
Yeah.
Right? But, you know,
The kids getting sent back to Mexico. Who gives a shit about them?
right. They're
You know?
they're adults, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, the obvious hypocrisy is there and obviously the racial undertones. But these text
They're
messages,
not beating them allegations.
they're not
They're not
beating
beating
them.
the allegations, no.
So, looking at Politico text messages that was found by the young Republicans, things like "I love Hitler."
The watermelon people.
Everyone that votes no is going to be a
Gas
gas chamber,
Yep.
right? When do we bring that side out?
Yeah.
You're giving nationals too much credit and expecting the Jew to be honest.
Yeah.
All right. Are you going to do whatever it takes? If we ever had a leak of this chat,
We're
we
cooked.
would be cooked for real, for real.
One of them said, are we getting a Trump endorsement?
The craziest thing is like
Yeah.
they saying this shit and they're well aware.
Bro, Trump was talking, I think it was about immigration. And he was like, we got to thank Stephen Miller, one of those really conservative dudes.
Yeah.
He's like, he speaks the truth and he speaks his mind. Well, not really. We don't really want to know what's on his mind. You know what it's about. This isn't about policy, bro. Come on.
It's not. It's far from policy.
Yeah.
And you know what? And JD Vance with that bullshit speech saying, well, they're young kids. I don't want something like that, kids being kids to ruin the rest of their lives.
How about those people talking about Charlie Kirk and they're getting them doxxed and they're getting them fired and some people got their visas
Right.
suspended because they said something. What about that? They're not kids. They're grown-ass men.
Right.
Some of them are older than me.
Right. So what I have to say about that, with JD Vance talking about, he don't want the rest of these young kids' lives to be affected, where that I have problems with it, and here's why. They are talking like this behind the scenes, right? So what you're saying behind the scenes is what you're going to be thinking in public. These are not just like normal, just kids going to be whatever. These are future employers,
Yep.
future possibly politicians, doctors, etc.
Yeah.
So when I go to get my services, these people like this is out there and you're seeing me as a monkey. So if you're a doctor and you're part of this thread and I have to question you, are you going to give me the proper service because you see me in such a racist
And it's been
look?
normalized too.
Right.
There's always an out to it as well.
Right.
Yeah. Remember that lady, that dentist was talking about,
Hold on, quick second. See if that cord is all the way in the back of it. Yeah. Let me hear you. Closer to it.
hello?
Tap it. I think. There it goes.
Yeah, there was a dentist in California. She's like, when there's liberals, I kind of lower the laughing gas and the anesthesia. Almost trying to say, like, I make them feel it.
Right.
I found that when they're like, people are like, she's dealing with people's kids. She's
Right.
like, I'm just joking. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then those kinds of people, when they go out, they're not gonna say that shit.
No.
What they're gonna do is they're gonna polish it.
Right.
They're gonna try to make it sound rational, but what they really mean is you're a monkey, you're a Jew, you're a this. I hate you. If I had the power, I'd do this and that to you. You know?
They love the watermelon people is crazy to me.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, you know what? I'm not even surprised. I'm not surprised on the threat itself.
I want to see Officer Tatum defend this.
We might as well just touch base on him too. He pisses me off on so many different levels.
Yeah.
And it's not even like on a black versus white thing. It's
Yeah.
about wrong, right.
Yeah.
You know what you're saying is wrong.
Yeah.
But you're saying it just for clicks and likes and impossible try to get some type of financial reward.
Yeah.
Even at the detriment of your own morality and your people.
Yeah.
You know, the funny thing about these type of people is that they're willing to sell out their soul and their people just to make money. But at the end of the day, it takes one situation to pop up for them to throw you to the curb.
Oh, yeah.
And guess who you're going to run back to?
But here's the thing. They'll hide it under, I'm trying to uplift my people. I'm just trying to call out the bad stuff. But when it comes to, say, another race doing it, who you get a lot of backing from, you'll either make excuses or not even cover it at all.
Right.
And that's how I feel. That actually increases racism. Because when I see that you're targeting your own people to validate the feelings of others, and then when it's other people, you're quiet, we know what you're doing.
We know what you're doing.
You're not slick.
You're not fucking slick.
You're not slick.
And that's bothering me. I'm like, people like Tatum and what's the guy?
Hodge twins.
The Hodges twins and what's
I
the
used to love them, man.
what the hell was the guy you just brought up, the pastor Jesse?
Jesse Jackson?
Not Jesse Jackson, the fucking dumbass guy who say racist stuff like, "Do you love white people?"
Oh, Jesse Lee Peterson.
Jesse
He's
Lee
a pastor?
Peter. I don't know what he is.
Who the hell gave him that
I
license?
don't. I thought he was a pastor. Maybe he's not. I don't know. But
Is he pastor on like a black church or a white church?
He's definitely not going to be in a
I
black
was
church.
gonna say.
And if it's a black church, it's definitely be some type
Or is he
of
be like that
conservative.
Boondocks thing when they're like Uncle Ruckus?
Uncle Ruckus, yeah, that's the real life Uncle Ruckus.
Yeah.
You know, when I look at his stuff, I don't know if he's playing or he really believes the shit that he's saying.
He believes. I believe like he believes it, and he'll believe it. But then when it comes to he'll go as far as he can until you call him out on his shit, and then he'll laugh it off for pretending he's joking.
Yeah.
But he wants to see where you'll let him go.
Right. So like back to these text messages.
Some of those people are like trying to be lieutenant governors, and some
Yeah.
people are in the Trump administration, like are trying to be in the Trump administration. These aren't just like some randos.
Right. These are people that possibly going to be in positions of power and authority. And this is the fear that I have on this next generation coming up. Now, Charlie Kirk. I don't want to speak too much on this, but because it's been mad coverage, we heard enough of it, right? Yeah. But making sure to say something in that.
Hello?
Yep, you still there. The Charlie Kirks of the world are literally radicalizing the young, white, up-and-coming Republicans, and this is where this is coming from.
They imbue them with a victim complex.
Right.
You're Christian because you're white. This, and then that allows them to say the things they're saying.
Right.
That's why they think, oh, any black woman. What was he talking about? Black women don't have the computing power,
The
to do
capacity
these
to
jobs.
educate.
Yeah.
The whole, I get on an airplane,
Yeah.
and if I see a black pilot, the first thing I think is he
It's
qualified?
like, how about their years of training? How about this? How about that?
You really think that
And white women were the biggest beneficiaries of
the
DEI.
DEI
Yeah.
of DEI? Let's
Same thing, I believe, of food stamps as well. I'm pretty sure.
The majority of people that's on welfare services are white Americans. The stats are there. They're coming from the red states as well. So let's not get that all bullshit misconstrued. But again, with these text messages that's out, and the racism is not even just racism, the bigotry and the sexism. I just now look at this girl
about
is
rape and
fully
shit?
raped.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Like, now let's just take color, let's just take parties aside.
Yeah.
What about that is funny?
Bro, Trump got in trouble for raping women.
Right.
He acknowledged to rape
Well, he didn't get in trouble. He paid it off, or whatever
he
he
paid
made.
it off, but I guess in order to not get in trouble, he just acknowledged that he did it.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean,
Let me see. No, go ahead.
and did you hear about his faith advisor?
No. Who's
Trump's
his faith advisor?
His faith advisor, I forgot his name. He stepped down because he got caught trying to solicit sex from a 12-year-old.
What?
Or yeah, something like that.
Let me see. Let me see.
Trump
Who
faith
is
advisor steps down.
Trump? Who is Trump's faith advisor? Because I don't know. I didn't hear nothing about that. But this is one of the powers of having internet, right? When it's done for good, right? Researching, not doing dumb shit. Identified as. I got the person most widely identified as Donald Trump's faith advisor is Paula White.
No. Trump faith advisor steps down. Sex allegation.
Okay. Trump's faith steps down. And let's just see. And was it something recent?
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
If you like, is there any allegations? Because of allegations, again, and we're just having these conversations, but I like to fact check. I don't want to put out bullshit like most people, right? People just spew shit and just let it land where it lands.
Okay. Robert Morris, a former evangelical faith advisor to Donald Trump, recently pleaded guilty to child sex abuse charges and was sentenced to jail. He was in church.
What was his name?
Robert Morris.
Robert Morris.
He molested a 12-year-old girl in the 1980s as well.
Allegations. And let's see what's going on there. So again, I mean, you got this ongoing undercurrent of such bullshit in this Republican Party. You have these text messages, you have racial ideations, you have immoral standards, and now I know a lot of people who support Trump like to put him in a category of a Christian faithful person. But there's nothing. Now, I'm not a Christian, but I like to say that I'm a person who studies and wants to get in better relationship with God.
Yeah.
So obviously I read, King James versions, I read the Quran, that.
Yeah.
Nothing about this man, nothing that has displayed so far is Christian-like.
Yeah. Did you hear what he said about his enemies? He goes, Charlie Kirk, he was talking in his memorial. He would have forgiven his enemies or wanted good for them. He goes, I don't want good for them. I want them to be horrible. I want them to get hurt. Like he's like, what kind of that is?
That's not forgiveness, right? That's
not only that, the infidelity, the theft, the fraud, the lack of sympathy for anybody.
Right. And this thing that everybody got to stroke his ego. If you don't stroke his ego, then you get nothing. You get no federal funding.
Yeah.
You get like
he cut $28 billion from New York State. It was all about construction.
So that authoritative mindset, it just baffles me with the Republican Party, because the Republican Party of old, with the John McCain, Mitt Romneys, all those guys, we had political differences, but yet they had a country first mindset. Here, the Republican Party is first. Trump first, right?
Yeah,
and then everything else that he supports second, that he can benefit from financially, and then comes America.
I feel like a lot of people have him almost like a religious figure, like Jesus or Prophet Muhammad, where it's like, if any criticism comes, you just throw anything at the wall just to shut him up.
Yeah.
It's not about whether it's right or wrong or the criticism is valid. It's just he can't be criticized at all. You have to defend him. It's almost like he's a religious figure.
Yeah, and then I heard during my nights of scrolling, I heard somebody argue with another debater about, he's our president, he needs to be respected, right? But what was that respect? Remember when Obama was in office?
Remember when he went on Twitter and everybody's talking about the rope of hope and it was a noose?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's like, Obama was in office and there was that one female senator that like point her finger in Obama's face, and all this rhetoric of Obama being a monkey and all that. Where was the respect
That
then?
guy was from New York City. He was actually from around here.
From upstate? New
No,
York?
he's from here, from Western New York.
Really?
I forgot his name, but he's like a construction guy, Palladino or Carl Palladino. I think it was Carl Palladino. He had a video of a bunch of monkeys dancing, and it was like Obama's family in Africa or some shit like
Right.
that.
I mean, if you can find it on your phone,
Yeah.
try to see if you can find that, and then we'll try. I'll put this up in post production so people can see that and make sure that we have the name and all that. But again, I'm just trying to figure out how is it possible for people to back a guy who does not represent what the majority of the Americans feel, do, and believe in, and how he's able to get away with what he gets away with blows my mind. I mean, they had a fucking fit when Obama wore a tan suit.
Yeah, bro.
A tan suit.
How much scoops of ice cream did he have?
Like, what?
And here's the thing. Obama, his drone strike policy, some things, the bailouts, how he just threw money at these people just fucking around with their money. Like, there's things to actually criticize him for. This dumb shit. Oh, he was the Antichrist. There's literally people saying he was the Antichrist, that he's not born in America. Remember who said that?
Oh, Trump. That was his. Yeah. That was his claim to political fame. Yeah. Right. Why question his
He was a Muslim from Africa.
His citizenship.
Yeah.
You know, and
then he gave him the Obama produced his basically he said I want the long form. That's just a fuck you.
Yeah.
That's just disrespect.
You know, it's just bullshit. And now let's roll into this shutdown that's going on.
Yeah.
I don't know why everybody's blaming the Democrats. The Democrats do not hold power in any of the positions of power. Yeah. Executive, Republicans. Senate, Republicans. House of Representative, Republicans. Supreme Court Justice, majority
Republicans. Yeah.
Republicans. Yeah. So where is this grander plan that the Republicans always said they had that was going to better America? You have all phases of government. Where is it?
Yeah. What they're basically saying is that if you don't do what I tell you to do, we're going to shut down the government and blame you and say, well, you should have just let us do what we want.
Right. But
that's what it is.
Again, what I'm saying is we can talk to her blue in the face. We can show all the fucking evidence in the world to these people, but they still refuse to put blame on.
Here's the thing. What
Trump.
was the longest government shutdown before this? Like the longest shutdown in American history. How long was it?
I have no clue, but
35 days.
35 days.
Under who?
Trump.
Yeah.
The first time.
Yeah.
Okay. Again. Yeah. So, I mean...
And the holdouts are actually on the Republicans. I believe it was Rand Paul and a couple other guys that were like, no, we're not going to go with this.
Right.
So, I mean, I get it. You got the majority of the House and Senate, right? Mm-hmm. But if your own people aren't going to agree with you, and they vote with you 80, 90% of the time,
right? And
you can't even agree with them, there's a problem on your side.
Yeah. I mean...
And believe me, I'm no defender of Democrats. To hell with them both.
Right.
But come on, we gotta... The buck stops somewhere, man.
Agreed.
There has to be some accountability.
So, I mean, I just don't see... Have we gotten to the place in this country where nobody wants to do any research? I just see... When I get in this conversation about the shutdown and who's to blame and what's at stake, because the Democrats are fighting to get an extension of the Obamacare.
Yeah.
Right? And the Republicans are not having that. Just so this extension of the health care is going to keep the costs low. The Republicans don't want that, so our fucking health care cost is going to go up 200%. Yeah. Right? Just that alone, as an American, I don't care what party you're from, that should be like, oh shit, what's going on? Let's really look into it and see what's in this bill. Right? Yeah. The Republicans are selling this scare tactics of the Democrats want free health care for the immigrants.
Yeah. They can't have it. They're not allowed to have. They don't have a Social Security. How can you have it?
Right.
You can.
You can't get health insurance.
You know what I heard? It was a couple of months ago. They're like, oh, they're giving the immigrants free housing.
Yeah.
Remember when there was like a hurricane in North Carolina a couple of months back? Okay. So basically, they gave them emergency free housing.
Right.
Because there's a hurricane. And
that's humanity.
That's the free housing they're giving. That's not free housing. Mm-hmm. You're not gonna let somebody die. Okay, they're a criminal. They're doing wrong.
Right.
You don't let them die. There's some standard our country has to have.
Where's this country's Christian faith then? You got people that's so it's like this. If you're an illegal immigrant, you're a criminal. You shouldn't be here.
Yeah.
Point blank. Period. I agree. But if that immigrant gets hurt in a car accident, gets shot or whatever, are we not gonna help them?
Yeah.
That's what we're saying. These if they're getting services or something like that from the hospitals or whatnot, it's because of emergency. They go to the emergency room, but they don't have a health care from Blue Shield, Blue Cross, or whatever. Nothing like that because they don't have the social security number. They don't have the ID. None of that. So why are these people going around saying the majority of the Republican people are saying the Democrats are trying to give free health care and money to immigrants? I don't get it.
I mean, I do get it, but I mean, I don't get it. Like, I'm not saying I agree with the logic, but I agree why they're doing it.
Why are they doing it?
Because they're brown.
Because they're brown. Let's be honest about that. I don't want to sugarcoat shit because I want people to know that we're well aware of what's going on.
Yeah, and be honest.
And be
say
honest.
With your chest. Trump doesn't have to get elected for you to say all this shit. Just say it.
Right.
Don't hide behind these words that we know what you mean. When you say things, I could read right through it.
Right. I know.
If you believe it, believe it.
Believe
Just
it.
Stand on it.
Be consistent with it, right?
That's it.
And I sent you the videos, right? And you seen the ICE people are in the streets of Chicago now.
Yeah.
And they're rounding people up, grabbing people from schools, out of cars, all over the place.
Did you hear what happened in D.C.?
No.
I guess there's a group of ICE people. They're taking somebody down and arresting him. And an onlooker said, "Oh, you're ruining this country." And one of them said, "You liberals already ruined this country."
Really?
Yeah.
Let me see that.
So there's absolutely politics.
So it's politics, but it's bullshit at the same time.
Yeah.
But anyway, so the ICE it's in the streets of our country, and they're rounding
saying
up.
They're going to go to San Francisco.
Listen.
And they're saying we're not going to say where, but they're going to go a lot of other places.
What I'm saying is that all I'm seeing is brown people being detained.
And then
right?
people cheering it on.
What about the European immigrants that's here with the expired visas?
Yeah.
Illegally. Like Russian mobsters are heavy in California. There's a lot of Eastern European people that's in this country. It's 1.2 million of those guys that are illegal in this country. I have yet to see one video. And if there is a video, it's not, if there is one, I haven't seen it, but it's definitely not the majority of the videos that's coming across my social media or on my news platforms.
They said we're going to go for the criminals, and most of these guys are criminals. It's all bullshit.
But how are they doing? How are they doing? They're criminals.
Home Depots, you're going to other places of business, construction sites. These people are, I believe it was like 5 to 10% were criminals.
Right.
What's the other 90 to 95%?
Right.
I get it. They're not supposed to be in there. Like that Tom Homan guy under Obama. They called Obama the deporter in chief because he deported 2.7 million people.
He did.
More than any other president. I think Trump might beat him. Maybe. I don't know. But, to pretend like we can't do this another way and be effective at it.
That's the thing. So like
it's
we
the
can't.
Optics of it.
Yeah, we can't dismiss the deportation of Obama. It was quite. It was a lot, right?
A lot, yeah.
But it wasn't done this way.
Yeah.
Like aggressively.
Yeah.
And it's like without no care. It's just malice, and it's like this undercurrent of racial Nazi nationalism tone underneath of it.
It's white identitarianism.
Yeah.
It's where I'm white. I'm truly American. I have more priority and more stake to this nation than you do. Regardless if I came back. I'm European. I'm white. White people created this country. To hell with you. It's a hierarchy they want. It's almost like a caste system.
So like if like a scenario, if you have a white person who is illegal in this country, and then you have a brown person who is legal, and they're both walking past ICE, right?
Yeah.
They're gonna stop who first?
We both know that.
All right, so they're gonna stop them. So just based on your color, so it's not about the being illegal and checking everybody. We're checking for brown illegals.
Yeah.
All right, that's the thing. So let's just be honest about that, and it'll stop all this bullshit.
No, there was people going to the border with guns, saying they were gonna gun people down, and a lot of people supported that.
Yeah, it's frustrating, and we live in Western New York, right?
Yeah.
So New York State as a whole is considered a blue state,
Yeah.
but it's red.
It's
It's
majority
red
red.
with a blanket of blue.
Here's the thing.
Like it's not
Buffalo's blue, Rochester's blue, Syracuse is blue, New York City is blue. Everything else is red.
red.
Yeah.
Red. And
You see, find some of the most staunch conservatives in New York State. Chris Jacobs was one of the first supporters of Trump.
right.
I believe he represents Lancaster, like that area.
I've had a falling out of people I used to not be friends with, but in good standings with, could have conversations with,
Yeah.
and whatnot. I've had a significant loss because the rhetorics and the ideations and the acceptance of racially motivated attacks on everybody. Like you can't call me a friend and then at the same time
Something
support.
would happen and they'll
sup-
find every excuse to
Supp-
justify it.
no, I mean, you hang around me, but yet you support racist bullshit, racist policies. For me, it's like, okay, you're a friend now, but when you go home, how many times did you call me a nigga?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I remove myself from people.
Oh, yeah.
No, I don't even fuck
Same.
around. People say, like, you are your politics.
Yeah.
You are your politics.
There's a lot of people that I know personally. Like, I had a person at work come up to me and they're like, why do your people want to come to our country? The
Wow.
fuck? I was born in that. Like, why do your people want? It's because they want to meet you and they want to worship you. It's for money, dummy.
Right.
People, they don't hate their countries. They don't hate, their cultures. They come from. They love it. They just don't have money. They come here as economic immigrants for the most part.
Right.
Syria right now, it's rebuilding. A lot of Syrians are going back. Iraqis are going back. A lot of people, like my culture, Yemen, the Yemenis, a lot of them will have businesses in that, and then they'll go set themselves up something in Yemen and then go retire in Yemen.
Right.
We don't hate our countries. It's just the money.
The money.
The money. We love our cultures. We love our identities. So, I mean...
And the opportunities in this country is here.
Yeah.
But don't get it fucked up, white people. Like, what you have and what you have amassed over these last 300 plus years wasn't on your back. It was on the back of immigrants and slaves.
Remember, D.L. Hughley
Let's not
said-
do that.
D.L.
So-
Hughley once said, he said, if you're poor and you had a 300-year start, I don't feel bad for you.
Right. Yo, that's so crazy. It's funny. It has some truth to it. But again, this country is in such a divisive state right now, and I'm
here's the
waiting
thing.
for something bad to
To an
happen.
extent, like when we say white people, we know we're not talking about white people in general.
No.
We're just talking about what the ilk we're talking about right now.
Yeah.
And like to an extent, I kind of feel bad even saying that because like we both respect a lot of white people and care, but it's just like when you just see the majority out there and what they're saying, it's that. It's
Right.
like it's almost like this country is either to work for one group or another. It can't work for both.
Right. Well, let me just say this as a
Yeah.
preface. I don't hate white people.
No,
I
none of us
have
do, yeah.
my kids are mixed.
Yeah.
Right. I have a white girlfriend. I have great white friends. Right. And the only reason I use white because that's how I can
That's how we
identify.
speak. Yeah,
that's
yeah,
how
that's
we
what I
speak.
meant.
And that's for a whole nother different podcast. We
Right.
talk about that. And I'm well aware the contributions of white people during the civil rights,
Yeah.
during slavery, during the Reconstruction, during Jim Crow. I'm well aware of that. So don't get what I'm saying, cut it up and run with it and try to
of
make me
course.
out to be a racist.
Yeah.
But I am going to speak the truth.
Yeah. When
no
there
matter
are people who are like that.
yeah,
then yeah.
I'm going to speak the truth. And for those people who are not racist, they'll understand me and where I'm coming from.
Bro,
because if you're not racist, it won't affect you.
I had people that I knew personally or I work with, right? And I knew they were like that. But I'm like, you know what? They might not have a family. They might not have this. They might not have that. They might be struggling. It's okay. Let's have mercy. It's politics. At the end of the day, people say dumb shit, right? Then we're texting this dumb N-word, this effing N-word. They send me videos about like almost fake news headlines saying, it's now legal in Dearborn, Michigan to have sex with goats. Now the Arabs are happy. Like, and I'm like, damn. Like, if I said I don't want to talk to you, you're at a loss, not me.
Right.
But it's like because I'm this or that, I'm less than you.
Right.
And it's just okay.
Okay.
And I have to be the considerate, I have to be the kind, I have to be the respectful one, and I should be.
Right.
But it's like there's zero understanding that it should be reciprocal.
Right.
It's
I'm
crazy,
just it's
and it's
frustrating.
getting worse, man.
It's getting
Damn.
worse. It's getting worse where I live at.
Yeah.
I'm even having internal problems in like my relationship, um, because we come from different upbringing.
Yeah.
She was raised conservative. I was raised nothing. I like my mom and my father never had a political side.
Yeah.
If any side, it would be Afrocentric,
Right.
pro-black.
Yeah.
That was our politics. Black Panthers, and
Yeah.
all that stuff. It wasn't like you be a Democrat. You know what I mean?
You're not a blue dog Democrat.
No, you're not. Say something again.
Voted blue, so I vote blue. No.
Yeah, yeah. So
And also African Americans, they tend to skew a little bit more conservative. They identify with Christianity. They have a lot of the old traditional values. It's just
right,
they're not welcome in that political group in America.
right. Like
So that's why you see they're so liberal or Democrats, because they would be they fit as conservatives or Republicans, but they don't want them.
right, and people got to understand African Americans. I hate that name, but I'll still use it. I hate identifying as color too as black. That's a whole nother podcast. But for the sake of this podcast, African Americans are more conservative
Yeah.
than what is being presented.
Yeah.
Like when it comes to gays, we're not all being gay in the black community. It's still highly frowned upon. Like it is. It's
No, I
it's
know.
very conservative.
Especially if you're in the Caribbean.
Yeah.
The Caribbean, yeah.
Like we don't like and we love our babies.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like we want pro life.
Yeah.
But we also understand that there's certain circumstances that the pro life or abortion may be able to save a life or two.
Yeah.
Like it's not always black and white like the
Yeah.
Republicans would like to make things.
The problem is, and it's again with optics, they'll take that person or they'll take the African American who is pro abortion and then be like, oh, look at these Africans. Or they'll be like, oh, we're pro life for black people because Margaret Sanger was a racist and she was a pro choice person and she wanted to have all these black views abort. No.
No. You know what? It's a thing.
We have to be
That-
honest with each other, man.
We have to. You know, it's like I have a loss of words because so much is going on in my mind right now, and I can't generate the right words for it. But I can say that we are in a state of emergency when it comes to this country
I don't
and
feel
our
like
future.
people see each other as people don't see each other as equal because some people think that they have more priority than others. But I don't think that going down in the future that I don't know. I don't feel that people will be able to care about each other. It'll
Right.
be what are you? What, you know, because they'll see each other as enemies of one another.
Right.
So I can't be cool with somebody who's my enemy.
Right.
And I've already been hearing that, dude. I mean, I know personal life and work is just a certain, but that's my life, man. That's what I know. When I hear people the way they talk, I heard this woman say, "We're not gonna." I hear people talking about, "Oh, don't split the children up." Like, no problem. We'll split the whole family. We'll just send them all. Or they're like, "Oh, these DACA guys, right?
All right,
They're
right.
they're using all this government funding." But I'm like, DACA is just all it says. I believe it's like deferred action on childhood. Something like basically saying we're not going to relocate or deport the kids, but we'll give them a work visa that they work. They don't get any benefits or anything. They just don't get deported, and you get a work visa. And they're like they're getting this and that. And the other. It's like if we're going to criticize something, we have to be substantive on it. We have
Right.
to be right. Like if we criticize somebody, especially in history, like Mao or Stalin or the guy that they said that they loved, Hitler.
Yeah.
We don't hate them for shit they didn't do.
Right.
We hate them for shit that they did do.
Right.
So if we criticize somebody, we should criticize them about the shit they actually do rather than the shit we just make up about them.
Right. Yeah, I agree with that. And with that, let's segue to the next topic of the civil rights voting.
Oh, yeah.
That's being under attack right now.
Yeah.
In Louisiana, with the Supreme Court listening to a oral dispute. This Louisiana versus Callis. The case arise from they're trying to redraw the state's legislative maps
I think
in Louisiana. Hold on a second, because like I got a little bit of a short in here, so when you move it like that, I mean I can hear you. You're
yeah.
fine. But the wire was cut off. But they're trying to the word gerrymander how these votes are going to be put in. Black Louisiana, we make up 1/3 of the state's population. Yet the original drawn map had only one majority black district out of 6.
Yeah.
I I don't know what to think about this, and but I do know that they're trying to knock down this voting rights piece by piece. It's been ongoing since 2020. The second part has been affected. I think the first part as well. Now this is like the fourth part of the Voting Right Act they're attacking, and this one's pretty significant because it's literally going to take the voting rights away from black and brown people
Yeah, it'll
in
basically
Louisiana.
be if there's a majority area, say hypothetically, say Erie County was 60% people of color, Hispanic, Arab, uh, African American, right?
Mm-hmm.
They would gerrymander the districts to dilute the amount of people in each, so there's less of a voting for whoever they're gonna vote for.
Mm-hmm.
That's, I mean that's third world shit, man. That's like where my family comes from. Other people, that's what they do for political
Right.
reasons. We
Like
don't do this shit here.
you know what? And if it slides, but when Louisiana, I guess it's gonna open the doors
Yeah.
for the rest of the southern states to follow.
Yeah.
And let's not get it twisted. It's not just the Republicans here because in Louisiana, it doesn't matter if you're Republican or Democrat.
Yeah.
White Democratic voters in Louisiana 90% of the time vote for white candidates. They very rarely, doesn't matter if you're a black Democrat, they will always vote for a white person. So in places that's predominantly black, a majority black, you'll get a black represented person. But if it's 50-50 or it's 60-40,
Yeah.
even though it's Democrat, it's still going to be a white person.
Yeah. The thing is with the Democrats, and what I hate about them is that Democrats, like Trump and the Republicans now, they're on their bullshit right now because they're in power. And they'll be like, "Oh, look at them." Then we get in power, same bullshit, same bull. It might be different things, but they'll be on the same shit. They're corporate pieces of shit.
Yeah.
They'll sell us out. They'll gerrymander for their own benefits. But it's just because they're doing it now. It's childish.
Right.
You know.
Right.
There's an actual country. There's people living here. It's gonna affect people's lives.
Yeah. I mean, why is this? I mean, there's this full-on attack on blacks here in this country as of late. I mean, we know why, but it's like I sometimes I sit back and I'm thinking,
Ever hear the black fatigue thing that's going around?
yeah, what do you mean by black fatigue?
It's all over social media where like they'll show black people doing something wrong, but like black fatigue, and then they'll name the videos black fatigue, and be like, "Oh, this is why I'm sick of black people. This is why we're sick of them." You know, stuff like that.
You know what? And it's like, Charleston White said this too in his interview. He said, "Hey, you know, black people has been on the side of white people since the beginning of this country's birth. We fought in every war. We bled. We did all this. We still didn't get equal rights, treated like shit. But we always been coming to aid when it's necessary. We're not the ones building bombs and bombing America.
Yeah.
We don't hate you, right?
Yeah.
We're not the Chinese who literally has taken over economic power away from you.
Yeah.
Like we've always been here, but yet we're
always
treated as
underclass.
if we're the number one
Yeah.
fucking criminal.
And even a lot of the problems stem from people just think, oh, the problem's done. There's no lingering effects. There's generations bring trauma into next generations, and then that generation can have a problem, and then they bring both theirs and the previous. It's generational. You have to heal. It takes a while. And people just think, oh, it just stops when you know it's over. Just we're done. No, that's
The Voting Rights Act has
yeah,
literally been around for only 50 years.
yeah,
50 years. So since the was it 1968,
yeah.
we black people have full representation, full rights
Yeah.
in this country. Only 50 something years.
Dude, think about it this way.
This country's been around for over what's close to 300 now.
There were
What are we doing?
people, there are African Americans who served in the military and weren't getting the GI Bill or weren't getting benefits that other people were getting.
Exactly.
Or they would get snubbed for awards that just because of that.
Yeah.
They did that to actually, I believe, Jewish Americans and other people as well. But yeah, it's and people get mad when we talk about this because
Yeah.
they want just like a rose colored history. It's like no,
Yeah.
America's not the worst country in the world. We
No.
gotta be honest about it, man.
Right.
There's goods, bads. We've progressed, but we're regressing in some areas. There's bullshit. But there's also a lot of great things. But
Right.
you can't. The problem is when you don't want to speak about something, huh? People, not everybody's gonna think like you. People are gonna want to talk about it because it has to be a part of the conversation. The history, like any country's history, has good and bad in it. You have to accept it.
Accept it. And that's the problem with Americans. They don't want to accept the things that have been done here. They don't want to. Slavery's over 400 something years ago. What about the Reconstruction? What about Jim Crow? These are all. Well, Jim Crow, maybe 80 to 100 years ago it started. But the civil rights movement was just literally 60 something years ago.
Well, there's housing segregation.
Like-
that, they would deliberately not give black people housing.
Yeah,
because of the
redlining.
income. Yeah.
Redlining.
Then
I mean,
gentrification, then
yeah.
drugs, then
Yeah.
like this affects people. You can't just sit. And then not only that, I hate talking this way, but it's true. Like the effects of, for instance, drugs and like how they call people crack babies.
Yeah.
There are people that are affected, like just like fetal alcohol syndrome. It affected them.
Anatomically.
And now we're just gonna sit and laugh at them and have no mercy for them. And then when it's say fentanyl or something else or
Yeah.
painkillers, we should treat everybody with respect and sympathy.
Right.
That's why there's a lot of African Americans that I've known. They're like, oh, when it's this painkillers and fentanyl, when it's happening to this group, we have to sympathize. With us, we're just crackheads. You just send us to jail for
Yeah.
life.
So let's just put it what it is. When it was affecting black people only during the 80s with the crack epidemics, they were deemed criminals. Now that when it came to the pill popping, the pills, right, epidemic or pandemic or epidemic, the pills epidemic, fentanyl, now we want to treat it as if it's a mental thing, like health. We need to help them with treatment and all this other shit.
And they should have been that way both times.
Ways. But again, we can
times.
get into how the crack got into the area. We can do that, but we're not gonna do that today. So it's just frustrating overall with what we talked about. We talked about a few topics today, but it's the big picture is the country seemed to be going backwards.
Yeah.
It's not forward. Everybody is struggling. Black, white, Puerto Rican, Asian, Yemen, Middle Eastern. We're all struggling while the 1% is living the best life, heaven on earth.
Here's the thing. It's because so many people are struggling now, and it's now across the board, like whites and blacks. Everybody. There's always been poor people have been eating shit. Like whites in Appalachia, whites in West Virginia.
Yeah.
They've just been ignored, right?
Yeah.
They never gave a shit about them because the rich elites don't give a shit about them.
Right.
They'll use them and get them mad. Like, oh, the black guy, the air.
Yeah.
They're just tools to them,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
But there's always been people that have been suffering. Now it's a lot more people. Now some people are like, hey, I'm going to use my identity. I'm going to use this and that to give myself an entitlement or a priority. And this happens in a lot of places. Not only America, but it's like we should have a better standard than, oh, I'm white or I'm this or I'm that. How about merit?
Right.
We always talk about we're a meritocracy. Shouldn't we push, hey, if you're more qualified, more educated, more, if you're trying to get yourself out of the ditch, like my mom had 4 kids, went to school, went to Buff State, got 3 master's degrees in the field of education, and is getting a doctorate. Right?
Wow.
She pulled herself out of the mud. They're on food stamp. They needed help, and she literally did everything she possibly can.
Right.
Why does anybody, based on something they had no choice over, get a priority or preference over somebody like that?
Right. Listen, I'm not saying that this country doesn't have its great side.
Right.
I don't want to paint a picture of I am American hating
Oh no, I know you. You're
I'm
not
a
like that. Yeah.
racist or anything like that. But I do know this much. The
You gotta
reason
be
why
honest.
we've got to this point when it comes to race relations and conversation is because for so many years it has been ignored. And now the elephant in the room has taken over the room.
Yeah.
And now you're forcing everybody to have this conversation. There's no more room to ignore that elephant because the elephant is so big, it's on us now.
And I feel like there's a lot of people that, a lot of people's responses are just reflexive. I'm not a racist. I'm not this. And they'll just try to find any excuse, and they might not be racist. A lot of people are not. They just they don't. They haven't been. They haven't heard the other side, or they feel like it's political.
Right.
Like that. What was that personal trainer, Jillian Michaels?
Yeah. What
I'm
she
like,
said.
you don't know what the hell you're talking about.
Listen, she has a black child. She adopted a black child, and that's very concerning in its own self. I
And the
would.
whole thing that because I'm married or I know or I have friends, well, it doesn't mean I can't hate the rest of them. It's
Yeah.
bullshit.
Yeah.
Like, how many people have I known and they forget that I'm a Muslim? Or
Right.
They'll think maybe like I'm a Christian because they like me so much.
Uh
When
huh.
somebody likes you, they try to do away with the things that they don't,
Don't
like,
like.
about you.
Mm-hmm.
And then they're just talking about towel heads and this and disrespecting Prophet Muhammad. I'm like, where the
Where
hell
the
is this
fuck
coming
is-
from?
Yeah.
And
Where
it's like, oh shit, my bad. Like I didn't mean. It's like you did mean it.
you did mean it,
You
and
did mean it,
and that's
but
what you think.
you
You think it's funny.
forgot.
Yeah.
You know,
I hate. I.
that's what I'm saying.
Do you know what? I struggle with this daily, trying to find a happy medium on how to deal with race relations in the workforce, at home, in public.
Yeah,
You know, it's hard for me at times because there's things that I see when I walk into a store
yeah,
that my girlfriend won't see,
yeah,
and if I bring it up, it'll be, well, no. What are you talking about? That's not. No, it's in your head.
yeah.
I remember when I was married before, right? My ex-wife. I would go into these places with her, restaurants and whatnot.
Yeah.
There's this place in Medina, right? Small town in upstate New York, and I would when I first got there, we used to go out to eat or whatnot, and we walked into this small restaurant, and I swear to you, predominantly elderly, older white
Yeah,
people
yeah.
in there. It's like the diner type of deal.
Right.
I walk in, and I promise you, it was like a scene from a movie.
Yeah.
They literally stopped mid-bite and was like, now, mind you, this is like within the last 15, 20 years.
Yeah.
They stopped mid-bite and just looked at me and looked at her. And then, I'm walking in, right? And she's going, hi, yeah, this is my wife. Yeah, can we get a table for two? Just going, like not even seeing what's going on.
Yeah.
Right. And then we sit at the table and she sees this like look on my face. She's like, what's wrong with you? I'm like, nothing. She's like, for real, what's wrong with you? Yeah. I said, you don't see that? She's like, see what? I'm like, all these people like staring at me like for no reason. She was first saying, it's all, no, they're not. They're not. They're just in your head. It's in your head. And like I was saying, there's these things where I have to deal with daily to kind of walk this line of not being racist or kind of like being prejudiced. But there's things that are culturally different that we have to be aware of. Yeah. The fact that she didn't see that is because she doesn't have to deal with it. She doesn't have to deal with it, and that's good for her. And that's good for her. But that on a grander scale, let's take that and put that on to the majority of people that think the way they think when it comes to minority and black problems. Yeah. The reason why you have that ideation or that understanding of blacks being criminals, thugs, lazy,
you hyper focus on it.
It's because you're not around them people. No. What you see is what you see on TV and all the other shit was fed to you. That's where you're getting your sources from. Yeah. You never had to drive a car and then behind you is a police. The only thing you're worried about is getting a ticket. Yeah. When I get pulled over, I'm worrying about where's my ID? Where is it placed? Is it visible?
Yep.
is this guy's going to be a dickhead? He's going to pull me out? Am I going to get beat? Am I going to get shot?
Yeah.
It's very, it's what I always say is like, we all have the American dream,
Yeah.
but we sleep different.
Yeah. Oh man. I remember I was going to Philadelphia. I was driving over. I had to take training for the position I'm in the union, and there's a police in the Charger. When I tell you, he was on my plate for a good 15 minutes, just on me. When I turned, he turned.
Really?
Yeah, just on me, man. And I just felt my heart going up. He didn't hit his lights or nothing, but I just felt like it was kind of like saying something, like,
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe I'm being paranoid, but it's just like, or my mom, like for instance, my mom, she went to school, and this was a little after 9/11, and one of the university police stopped, and they're like, they wanted her to take off her job to see if she had anthrax under it. Or another guy, my mom was a student teacher, right, and she was talking about how her tooth hurts, and he was like, "Oh, I'll knock it out for you if you want."
Really?
Like just blatant and just, and he was one of those guys. He was how he portrayed himself. He was a veteran, but he was like, almost he gets justified to hate other people because he went overseas. It's you know what I'm saying, little after little. Or I remember when we'd go to Wegmans when we were younger, people would scream, "Go back to your country," or just that stuff mounts up. Or every time we talk to somebody, they always have everything is a joke about you.
Right.
Everything's a joke. You just gotta laugh, and we shouldn't take ourselves too seriously.
Right.
Everything's a joke.
No.
But then when I say something funny or joke, or say, I say, mess around and call you a honky, and you get so mad, even though it means nothing.
Nothing. There's
But I'm a
no.
camel rider. I'm a this. I'm
Right,
a terrorist.
right.
Go up. It's like, I feel like I have to accept disrespect, but I can't. The tolerances of other people have to sit in respect, and it's like, if we're friends, if this is a society that we can just joke around, we should joke. Why does it have to be like that? And you just grow up and you see it and you just get exhausted. You're like, fuck it.
Well,
Hi, bye. I'm cool with you here. You know.
Yeah.
And then even when people, like, I've gotten to the point where I'll hear people, like, people say something rude and they want me to hear it, and I'll just ignore it just to spite them.
Yeah, just don't give them the energy.
Yeah, just you keep talking. You're looking me dead in the eye and you're saying it, and I'm still ignoring your ass. It's just like I don't want to have to deal with it.
Right.
There's a lot of good, nice, decent people that I've met that I'd rather deal with them. So I just feel like I'm getting more particular with who I actually give energy to.
Yeah, as we should.
Yeah.
And I think while we're closing this down, I just want to, because I don't like to sit and talk about problems all the time. I'd rather give at the end of each podcast, I want to give some type of solution, right? So a solution for me, and this is on both fronts, as a country, in order for us to move forward, we have to be willing to be honest with each other.
Yeah.
And recognize the problem, and not be pointing fingers as if it's one person or one party's problem. Because once we start pointing fingers, that ultimately relieves the other person of responsibility.
Yeah. Yeah.
And if we're called the United States of America for a reason.
Yeah.
And pointing fingers is not very unity, right? It's not unity.
It's not
So
productive.
each problem that we are dealing with need to be dealt with as a whole, as a country together. And it's not about white, black, Republican, Democrat, far right, far left. Right. It's about, hey, this population needs our help. How do we solve that?
How to address it, because it fixes problems for the greater society. A small problem causes bigger problems for the rest of people.
Right.
Once we fix that, then it shouldn't be, they're white or they're black, or nobody should have their problems just swept under the rug.
Yeah.
There should be no people that are poor and living under poverty, right? And drug addiction and sexual assault and all the shit that comes with it.
Right.
And we're just like, they're a West Virginian white, or they're a coal miner, or they're a black person in Chicago. It doesn't matter.
Yeah. Because right now I don't even know what it is to be an American. Like, if I was to go to Asia or go to China, they don't have like a what I would say, we have African Americans. There's
Yeah.
no like African Chinese or
Yeah.
Chinaman.
Afro
Everybody's just
Chinese. Yeah.
Chinese, right? Because you're coming from whether you're black, because there are black Chinese people.
Yeah, there are.
They're Chinese though. They don't say so.
Yeah, they don't
Like
say they're
we're the
Chinese.
only country here that has such a diverse population and are categorized based on skin color.
Yeah.
It's
And even
crazy.
that doesn't hold up.
Even that doesn't hold up because based on the one drop rule, you would be considered black
Yeah.
because of your skin tone.
Yeah.
Where you wouldn't accept that because you're like, well, I didn't grow up. I'm Yemeni. I'm a Yemen.
Yeah.
I come from Yemen. What do you call me? A Yemeni?
Yemeni, yeah.
A Yemeni coming from Yemen, right? So and respect my culture, respect my history,
Right.
like that. But unfortunately, in this country, it's like one douse of color, you considered black.
Yeah.
Just like I had this conversation with our coworker, telling her, I'm like, "You're not black,
Yeah.
right?" She said, "No, I'm black," and I understand because people looking outside in to this country and what we say and do, that would be the idea, like because based on how we portray. But telling people you're not black because you lack the culture. And having to explain that kind of frustrates me because it's like, wow, the rest of the world is basing my whole identity on color
Yeah.
without even giving like a cultural thing or whatever. Because I wouldn't say, because I mean, there's Yemenis,
There's
this
Yemeni
color,
people, yeah.
but I wouldn't say, hey, I'm Yemen,
Yeah.
right?
Or I'm Afro Arab.
Afro Arab. You know what I mean? I wouldn't say that. So we need to come together and figure this shit out, like, and be honest, and recognize hate for what it is, and let's not put sugar on it, put
Yeah.
sugar on shit, and say it's
Don't
a,
be an
it's a
asshole, 'cause
delicacy.
if you are, we'll address it. And we're not gonna see you as a victim.
Right.
But also, if you're a decent person, people should acknowledge it and not feel angry because maybe another person's an asshole and try to throw that on them as well.
Right.
I guess we have to just go person by person, man.
And one other thing I wanted to address my community. There's no way that we can achieve our greatness waiting on the next person to save us.
Yeah.
It's not going to happen. We have to start being economically smarter. We also have to be more focused on education and work on a new identity for ourselves. I don't like being called or identified as black. And I don't like the African American title either. Like I told you like a couple weeks ago, I said we need to collectively come up with a new name, a new identity for ourselves.
Yeah.
And maybe something that involves, the diaspora or something, a word that we can agree on, and this is what we're going to be called. Because for too long, we've been identified as something either negative or color-based. Like first it was slave, nigger, property, then Negro, then black, and then colored, and now African American, right? Which to me, it just shows ownership. When you have a suffix, it means that you belong to something. Just like if you get married, you take your husband's last name. That's ownership. So when you say African American, it's like you're African, but you belong to America.
Yeah.
I don't like that title. I know Jesse Jackson had a good idea. He came from a positive place, but it doesn't work for us.
Yeah,
and I don't like that. So we need to come up with a new word.
Jesse Jackson. That's the one with the big head, right?
Yeah. He was
Jesse
with
Jack, okay.
yeah. So
you gotta remember, he was also heavily into politics.
Yeah.
You gotta remember who's his donors and what are they trying to tell him to try to persuade community. That's most of American politics.
Yeah. I mean, I give it to him. He had a good idea, but not all ideas are meant to last forever.
Right.
So
take the good, leave the bad.
So my goal for this next few years in this podcast is creating definitely a new nation.
Yeah.
For when I mean nation, I mean nationality, mindset for my community.
Yeah.
Let's find out what is our spirituality.
Yeah.
What is our culture? What do we accept for it to be in our culture? Because there's a lot of things that people say is black culture, and it's not really black
Yeah.
culture. Like
What truly
is
is the one or couple things that do actually unite all of us, not
right
just food. Well, yeah, okay, but like, what are the real things that actually we can say this definitely means you're
collectively,
this a part of us. This
right,
means you're not.
right,
Stuff like that. Yeah.
stuff like that. Because once that's established, then that will take away the bullshit of white people don't celebrate us. Well, cause technically, if I'm being devil advocate, I don't know how you would celebrate us.
Yeah.
Like Juneteenth, right? Juneteenth happened. Well, how do we celebrate that? That's a holiday. How would somebody outside of African American be celebrate Juneteenth? Like we have Cinco de Mayo. We know how to celebrate that.
Yeah.
We have St. Patrick's Day. We know how to celebrate that.
Yeah.
Right? There's a
Just
formality.
alcohol. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a formality there.
Right.
There's nothing for a person outside of being African American and be like, okay, I'm not African American, but I want to celebrate you,
Yeah.
but I don't know how to celebrate it.
Right.
Is there a way? And we don't have the formula to tell them, okay, well, you got to wear this color on this day. We have a festival dinner that's for the people of slavery, and then we pray this way on this day, like something like you know what I mean? We don't have that. We don't have that constructive formality. So that's what I'm saying. Like starting right now, I want to have these conversations and getting it out there, because once we have that, then we can improve everything around us, as far as the country, as far as the world.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And I think the biggest problem, the hurdle, would be people coming in, then using the name and then pushing other agendas to try to make what you're saying look bad. So long as you and a couple other trusted people can actually legitimately carry the discourse, that's one of the most important things you gotta.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I'm not, I'm not to the point where I'm not aware of how it may sound, but but again, if you're really wanting to have a better future as a people, as a race, as a whole, these foundations has to be formatted. And we don't have it. It's bits of this from coming from this, is coming from there. Like Black History Month. We got 30 something days. How do we celebrate that?
Yeah.
People wearing t-shirts?
Yeah.
Commemorating
some guy
do
that
I
did
just
something.
post something? How do I celebrate you as a race? We don't have that.
Yeah.
And we need to formulate that.
Yeah.
So, all right, everybody. We're going to close it down. Thank you, Omar, again. Omar is going to be my main man, 20 grand from here on out. We're going to be covering a lot of topics. We're going to be talking about everything. But is there anything that you would like to say before we close it for good?
No, man, I'm good. That was a good discussion.
Yeah. So if you stayed and listened, I appreciate you. And I would love to hear from you guys in the comments. Like, subscribe, download, pass it, cut it up, make your own clips, make it viral, get it out there, because the Misunderstood podcast is here, and we're going to be covering everything from good, bad, ugly, controversial, everything, because it needs to be discussed and heard.
Yeah.
All right. Peace.